Hello, grade 3 students. I hope that you're all doing good. Welcome to a new science lecture video in which we're going to learn about a new body system. And as you all know, a body system is a machine that has a special job and an important role inside the body. All of our body systems work together to keep us healthy and alive. Previously, we learned about the circulatory system, the respiratory system, and its turn for the digestive system. Let's start first with a quick review about the circulatory system, which is the system that controls the circulation and the movement of the blood in the body. This important system consists of two parts. The first one is the center of the circulatory system, and it's the heart. Put your hand on your heart. Our heart is a muscle found in the chest between the two lungs, a little bit to the left. This hard-working muscle pushes the blood inside special roads called blood vessels. And as you can see in the diagram, blood vessels are represented in two different colors. Red blood vessels are called arteries. These blood vessels carry the blood from the heart to the body parts to provide them with oxygen and nutrients. So, the blood moving inside arteries goes from the heart to the body parts to give them oxygen and to give them nutrients. While the blood moving inside the veins goes from the body parts and back to the heart with wastes such as carbon dioxide, since carbon dioxide is a type of waste that the body doesn't need and that the body needs to get rid of. The second body system that we learned about was the respiratory system, which is the system that helps us breathe and that provides the body with the oxygen it needs, the body needs. This is the diagram representing the respiratory system with its three parts, starting with the nose to the trachea, and finally the lungs. The respiratory system, the system that helps us breathe, consists of three parts: the nose, the trachea, and the lungs. Nose, trachea, lungs. When the air moves from the nose to the trachea and down to the lungs become bigger, and this process is called inhalation. So breathing in is called inhalation. This process happens when the air moves from the nose through the trachea, reaching the lungs. When the opposite happens, when the air moves from the lungs to the trachea and then to the outside through the nose, we say that it's the exhalation happening. So breathing happens in two steps: inhalation, which is breathing in, and exhalation, which is breathing out. When you breathe out, the carbon dioxide found in the veins, look at these blue veins. So the carbon dioxide found in the veins passes to the lungs, and then the lungs throw the carbon dioxide to the outside. And then in the opposite side, on the other hand, the lungs give the blood oxygen. So here the lungs giving the blood oxygen, and then the oxygen is distributed and given to all the body parts. How? It's the blood's job to distribute and to provide the body parts with oxygen and with nutrients. So, in the lungs, the blood will give the lungs carbon dioxide and will take oxygen. Then this blood will go and visit the body parts to give them oxygen and nutrients. You know now that the blood takes the oxygen from the lungs, but where does the blood get the nutrients? Again, I'll ask the question, think carefully. The blood comes near the lungs to take the oxygen and to get rid of the carbon dioxide. But where does the blood get the nutrients that the body parts need? This is the job of the digestive system, and today's lesson is about our digestive system, which is the system responsible of the food digestion. Let's start by defining or talking about digestion. It's when the body turns the food you eat into nutrients. Let me give you an example. Miss Fatten loves to eat apples. Apples are healthy. Why? Because apples provide us with vitamins, they provide us with minerals, they also provide us with sugar, they provide us with some water. Which body system turns food like apples into minerals, into vitamins, into water, into sugar? The job of the digestive system is to turn food into nutrients. So you eat food, and it's the digestive system's job to turn food into nutrients. Nutrients are the important things found in the food and that the body needs to live and to grow in a healthy way. So here we have the food. You eat food and digestion starts in your mouth, and then the digestive system has a job of turning your food into nutrients. How does digestion happen? Digestion starts in the mouth. You eat with your mouth. Then food goes down through the esophagus. Here is the esophagus, which is the food pipe, down to your stomach. From your stomach, food moves to the small intestine. Small intestine. In the small intestine, digestion finishes, so it ends right here. The food that the body doesn't need goes to the large intestine, which is the blue part in here. We will go and talk in details about the function and the job of each part of the digestive system. As you saw, there are 5 parts: the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, and the large intestine. Let's repeat them together. So the digestive system consists of 5 parts, 5 organs: mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Again, mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and finally, large intestine. In the mouth, you have teeth. The teeth job is to cut and to chew food. So here, the food is cut into smaller pieces, and you have a kind of liquid like water in your mouth, right? This is called the saliva. Let me circle it for you. So this is the saliva, and you have teeth in your mouth, teeth to cut the food, and saliva to swallow the food. Say it with me. Repeat this with me. What happens in the mouth? In the mouth, digestion starts. How does it start? We have the teeth to cut the food and chew the food. So we cut food into smaller pieces, and we have the saliva to swallow it. Then food passes through the esophagus, which is the food pipe, and goes down to the stomach. So here we have a kind of roads to lead the food from the mouth to the stomach, down to the stomach. This is the food pipe called the esophagus. And as you can see in the second, in this GIF picture, food goes down. Let me change the color. Food goes down from the mouth to the stomach. The food reaches the stomach. In the stomach, there are kinds of juices that help in digesting food. Again, the stomach is like a small pocket. It's like a bag. Inside it, there are kinds of juices. These juices are important to digest more and more the food you ate. These juices break down the food, and right here, the food looks like a thick soup. Where does digestion ends? It ends in the small intestine. The small intestine is the most important organ in the digestive system. Digestion finishes right here, and small intestine does more than any other part in digestion. It is the most important organ. Right here, digestion finishes, and right here, you see the nutrients. So now, in the small intestine, food is completely transformed into nutrients. In the small intestine, you will see the nutrients, so the blood can come near to the small intestine to take the nutrients that the body parts need. At last, we have the large intestine. The large intestine takes the undigested food, the food that the body doesn't need. It takes the water from this food and it throws the rest of the food, the things that the body doesn't need, to the outside as poop. Okay? Let's review all of this together. So the boy right here is eating an apple. Digestion starts in the mouth. The boy has teeth, and in his mouth there is saliva. I'll write them for you. Teeth to cut the food, saliva to swallow the food. Then the food moves down from the mouth to the stomach through what? Through the esophagus. That's right. Then the food reaches the stomach. In the stomach, there are kinds of juices. Juices that turn food into a thick soup. Food then moves to the small intestine. Digestion finishes in the small intestine, and right here, the apple is completely transformed and digested into nutrients. Nutrients like vitamins, like minerals, like sugars. The parts that the body doesn't need go to the large intestine, and then the large intestine takes and absorbs the water from the undigested food, and the undigested food goes outside the body as poop. Look at the second diagram. It starts here, down through the trachea. Here we have the stomach, and then digestion ends in the small intestine. So I'll make an arrow like this. This is the small intestine where digestion finishes, okay? The large intestine is this one. Here is the large intestine that absorbs water from the undigested food and then throw water to the outside as poop, okay? This is all about our digestive system. The digestive system consists of 5 parts: mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Each part has a special job. The mouth cuts food into smaller pieces, and the saliva in the mouth helps in swallowing food. The esophagus is the food pipe that leads food from the mouth to the stomach. In the stomach, there are special juices to turn food into a thick soup. Digestion ends right here. Digestion ends in the small intestine. Here, all nutrients are ready to be taken by the blood. The large intestine is responsible of taking water of the undigested food and of throwing the undigested food to the outside. Let's put in order the organs of the digestive system, starting with the mouth that contains food. So look at the description at the top. The mouth contains teeth. The teeth break down food into smaller pieces. The tongue with the saliva help in pushing food into the esophagus. The esophagus is the food pipe that leads food or that moves food from the mouth to the stomach. From the stomach, the food passes into the small intestine. These are the parts of the small intestine. Then from the small intestine to the large intestine. Let's try to give our digestive system something to eat. Salad, for example. Okay? Food passes from the mouth. It is cut into smaller pieces. It moves through the esophagus to the stomach, where it turns into a thick liquid. Then food passes into the small intestine. Here, nutrients are ready to be taken by the blood. The undigested part of the food is sent to the outside by the large intestine. So that's all about the digestive system. If you still have any question, I'll be always available to answer them. See you in class. Take care. Bye-bye.